I've been testing watchOS 9, the latest software version for Apple Watch, on the public beta for a couple of weeks now, but very soon all users with an Apple Watch Series 4 and newer will be able to have watchOS 9 and all of its exciting new features on their wrists. A lot of these features are things that you're going to notice the second you power up watchOS 9. Others are a little bit more hidden, hard to find. That's why I'm going to walk you through more than 35 new features in watchOS 9 for Apple Watch. Let's take a closer look. I'm going to start off with my favorite part of any new watchOS update, and that is the new watch faces. There are 4 new watch faces total in watchOS 9. First up, we have Metrograph, which is an ode to typography using Apple's San Francisco font. No matter where you scroll, the font actually adapts. There's a few different dial color options here. Let's see, I like this eucalyptus color. Next up, we have Astronomy. Astronomy has actually been remastered from a watch face that came on the original Apple Watch. Now it's a bit more realistic, interactive, and even shows you cloud coverage in real time. The little green dot is where I am, and I actually can see future and past cloud coverage and sky. You see it's a beautiful day where I am. I love that. A couple things you can change in Astronomy. You can change the font here. You also can change your view. So if you don't want Earth, you actually can scroll out to the moon and even get a glimpse at the solar system. Wait, so this is actually neat. You can see where the planets all are aligned on a calendar day. So I'm actually looking at this around a year from now, and I can see where the planets align. How cool is that? The third new watch face is Lunar Calendar. Lunar Calendar is a nod to lunar timekeeping. You can use the calendars for following the Chinese, Hebrew, or Islamic lunar calendars. Finally, the last new Apple Watch face in watchOS 9 is called Playtime. It's part of the Artist series, and it was created by 2D and 3D illustrator Joy Fulton. I actually interviewed Joy Fulton about what it was like to create an Apple Watch face with Apple, and we got all of their thoughts on what went into this process, so you should definitely go check that out on Tom's Guide. When the always on mode is enabled, like you can see here, it's like the characters go to sleep, then you tap to wake them up. Now let's talk about updates to existing Apple Watch faces. Now you can have your pet on your portraits watch face. I have my dog here, and he just pops more. There's a bit of a 3D effect. What's also cool about this new portraits watch face is you can add a background tint to the photo. So it's really subtle. You can see kind of in the grass up here that there's a bit of a change. Additionally, the modular compact and extra large watch faces have been updated to let you put a full color or full gradient background. This really leverages the larger screen size from the Apple Watch Series 7. And then utility, simple, and activity analog have enhanced, modernized complications available. There's just a few more options here now. And the last thing on Apple Watch faces, I promise, is that now focus mode can be applied to specific watch faces, so you actually can set a designated watch face for your focus mode. So I just turned work on, and you see my Apple Watch face changed, and you can see the little indication of my work focus right there. Now let's talk about the new sleep features. Your sleep schedule still looks normal, but if you scroll down, now you can see sleep stages. The Apple Watch will track your awake, REM, core, and deep sleep. It's not using light sleep as I've seen with other fitness tracking smartwatches. And then with that, it can tell you whether your sleep is consistent or not. Look at me, I'm doing pretty well. You can also take a look at your sleep stages in your iPhone. You also can get some highlights. You can see your respiratory rate while you sleep, your time of sleep, all that good stuff. The last weird thing I noticed with the sleep app is when you are in sleep mode, which prevents your Apple Watch from being unlocked while you're sleeping, there's a new animation. You used to have to turn the digital dial to unlock your phone, but now you actually have to press and hold for a couple of seconds before your Apple Watch is unlocked, and you can use it again in sleep mode. Now it's time to look at the new app in the Apple Watch and watchOS 7, and that is the Medications app. The Medications app can help you keep track of certain meds or pills or vitamins, stuff like that you might be taking. So I actually already put in some of my medications, and it says that I haven't logged any today. So I did take my B complex. I can say that I took it just now. I took it earlier this morning, actually. So let's back it up there. So you can see I'm kind of off schedule from that, but you can get notifications on your wrist when it's time to log your medication intake. On the iPhone, Medications is built into the Health app, and you can also track your logged medications here. You might have known that watchOS 9 introduced a lot of new features for the fitness app. I'm not going on a run right now, but I will just show you here what some of the new displays will look like. On this first page, everything looks normal, nothing really new there, but that's why you have to scroll. Now you actually can see your heart rate zones in Apple Watch workouts. You can also see your elevation during a workout. If I were actually running right now, I'd be able to see a rating of my power or measurement of my effort. And then probably my favorite new addition here is in your workout, you can see the status of your activity rings. Many of those new interface features apply to more than just running workouts, but there are special run-specific features. You can create a custom run workout based on time, distance, pacer, calories, and with that, specifically the pacer feature, you can see animations to show your pace. It'll actually give you a nudge to start running faster if you're not hitting the pace that you want to hit. Another way this feature works is for runs or bike rides that you do often. You'll be able to create a race route to try and beat your best result, and you'll get the cues to do so. And say you like to compete in triathlons, in watchOS 9, the multi-sport workout type can actually automatically detect when you're switching between running, swimming, and biking. Speaking of swimming, there's a new kickboard stroke type, and efficiency can now be tracked with the Swolf score that combines stroke count with the time it takes to swim the length of a pool. To wrap up new workout features you should see on Apple Watch, we're actually going to look at my phone for a sec because in iOS 16, your workout data from your Apple Watch is just way more scrollable and thorough. I hadn't noticed how sparse the data located previously on the iPhone looked until seeing this comprehensive overview of all of my data. Another major new watchOS 9 feature is the introduction of Afib History. Now with Afib History, you can see how frequently your heart is in a state of arrhythmia or off normal rhythm for a given week. However, Afib History is only available to those users who have diagnosed atrial fibrillation. There are new sharing features in watchOS 9 for those Apple Watches that are set up using Family Setup. Say if you have a kid with an Apple Watch that you oversee from your iPhone, now you can make podcasts searchable and give access to control smart home devices from the wrist, plus assign virtual keys to those you've connected with Family Setup. There's not one, but two new accessibility features in watchOS 9. First up, we have a new assistive touch gesture. It's double pinch, and that's just another motion that you can assign to help it make it easier to navigate your Apple Watch. The second new accessibility feature in watchOS 9 is Apple Watch mirroring. Apple Watch mirroring lets you control your Apple Watch from your iPhone. See, my Apple Watch is being mirrored on my iPhone right here. Also, if you have voice commands for accessibility enabled through your iPhone, those can then be used to control your Apple Watch through Apple Watch mirroring. A nice little update to the Apple Watch dock, which is what you get when you press the side button of your Apple Watch, is the apps that you have been using most frequently, most recently, will appear here. Instead of just having your favorites there, it'll actually show the apps that you might have been using and had to close but want to get back to easily. Next up, we're going to look at some just new minor upgrades that I really have been enjoying. In the calendar app, you actually can see a week view of everything you have coming up. My schedule's a little empty right now. If anyone wants to make plans, hit me up. If you have an Apple Watch Series 7 or newer with a keyboard, there's now support for French, German, Italian, Japanese, Portuguese, and Spanish keyboards. Another minor convenience in watchOS 9 is a new notifications animation. Notifications now show in a little bubble on top without getting in the way of whatever else you're looking at. If you're running watchOS 8 or earlier, you might know that when a notification pops up, it ends up going like this, full screen. All right, we have made it to the last new watchOS 9 feature, but I don't know if you could really count it as a watchOS 9 feature. I'm going to. It's that the sound that you can use for when you ping your iPhone when it's lost is different. The first time I heard this, it totally tripped me out. I thought that something was wrong. It's a different sound for the ding. I'm gonna try and play it for you right now. That's so weird. It's so different. Again, if you have had an Apple Watch and use this feature to find your Apple Watch like I do, you'll know that's a big change. I have to know, which of the new watchOS 9 features are you most excited to try out on your Apple Watch? Or are there any features that didn't make it into this software version that you'd like to see on a future version of watchOS? Be sure to let me know and hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Tom's Guide for more Apple Watch tips, tricks, and how-tos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.